Hello, my friends. I am back with a dedicated candle review for you today. We are going to be talking about Homeworx Limoncello Cupcake. This is the 4-wick, 18-ounce standard jar of the Homeworx collection. I know that they have been coming out with, some new 3-wicks. They have them actually in various formats with those 3-wicks, but this is kind of like the standard packaging that we have come to know from Homeworx over the last couple of years. The fragrance notes on this particular candle are limoncello, Sicilian lemons, candied lemons, sparkling sugar, creamy vanilla, and French butter. So yes, there's a lot of lemon in here, and if you are a lemon lover, yes, you would probably really enjoy this candle. Now, I will say that the scent story of this is not one that screams lemon cleaner. As you would see from the picture here, this is very much a gourmand lemon scent. This is a cupcake. This has a cupcake note to it, or a cake note to it. It's lemon, but it's like a bakery lemon. I wouldn't say that this is like a lemon bar bakery because that's more of a tart note to it. This is very much that candied lemon with some vanilla and a bakery note to it for sure. I actually really enjoy this fragrance. I would draw a comparison to, and I've said this before, Bath & Body Works had it last year. I have not seen it return this year. That doesn't mean that it's not going to, but it was either last year or the year before. They had like a bakery collection where they had a lemon cupcake candle. If any of you guys are more familiar with what candle I am talking about, please feel free to mention in the comment box down below the exact name of that candle, so that way others who may be familiar with it would have a proper reference point for it. But this candle smells very similar to that one to my nose. I actually pretty much think that they're pretty much a spot on dupe for each other. So the fragrance of this, absolutely love it. It is gorgeous. It's perfect for this time of year if you are a seasonal burner. I am the type of person that once we start entering spring, actually, honestly, anytime after Christmas, I really start to lean more towards citrus, and lemon is one of my favorite citrus notes. So let's go ahead and get into some other details of this candle that you might want to know about, because if it were just about the fragrance of this candle, I would be giving this candle 2 thumbs up. But there's a but here. All right, so I mentioned in some of my previous Homeworx candle reviews that going forward, am going to mention the pour date of my specific candle that I am reviewing, because I think that over the past few years, particularly last year, Homeworx has had some variation in the performance of their candles, and a lot of the time the variation is tied to their pour dates. And so this candle was poured on July 4th of 2022. We all know that last summer there were some hits but more misses with some of their pour dates. In fact, I noticed that last year, towards the end of last year, when we were seeing a lot of those Homeworx candles show up in the discount stores, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Home Goods, a lot of those had summer pour dates. And I have a theory about that. I may be completely incorrect in that. I do know that some of you picked up those candles and had great success with them. I'm going to be really honest with you guys. Most of the candles that I picked up with these summer pour dates, anywhere from June or July of last summer, meaning 2022, a lot of these candles have had really bad performance issues. And I personally, I'm with my friend Connor. We both kind of suspect that the reason a lot of those candles ended up in those discount retailers was because there was something about them that did not pass quality control inspection. So that's just my own theory. I'm not saying I'm not saying that in a way of like being like, oh, Homeworx is bad or anything like that. I mean, they were probably just trying to recoup any kind of losses. And for those of us who were willing to pay a discounted price, we were probably taking our chances with that. And again, like I said, some of you had great success with some of the candles that you picked up there. So I'm not saying that all of them were bad. I'm just saying that my experience with a lot of them have had some bad performance issues. So with that being said, you can probably guess where this is going. So I actually picked up 2 of these candles around Black Friday, and we all know the Black Friday issues. So I ordered these directly from the Homeworx.shop website, which is why I'm thinking it's really interesting that I'm having these issues, because at first I thought maybe it was just limited to the discount retailers, but this one came directly from the Homeworx website, and both of them, so this is my second one, you will see in my empties video. I'm not sure if I've put that up already or if it's going up tomorrow, but either way, I talked about how the first one of these, I had issues with it pooling out. It would not achieve a complete pool, and then it developed puny wick syndrome on me, and what I ended up having to do was light it up, get some of the wax melted, pour out the wax into another container. I will go ahead and insert some B-roll here right now. I go ahead and I pour out the melted wax into a smaller container, similar size to like a Bath and Body Works container, or if you have like an empty mason jar sitting around, pouring the wax into there. Instead of freezing it and chunking it up, I find it easier to do it this way. I would pour it into that vessel, and then I go ahead and put it into my candle crock, so then that way I can still enjoy the fragrance, because like I said, I really enjoyed this scent, but it's not burning well for me. So I was holding out hope that maybe the second candle would perform a little bit better for me, and womp womp, it is not. The wicks on this are very puny. It will not pull out all the way. In fact, the other day I had this candle lit for 5 hours, which you guys know, Homeworx candles I typically extinguish after 3 hours. I think that is the manufacturer's recommendation as well. For 5 hours, the baby did not pull out all of the way. On top of that, the wicks are puny, puny, puny. They are very, very thin wicks. Now they're not falling over or moving, but yeah, they are very puny. Again, inserting some B-roll here so you can see what I am talking about. So how did I get this candle to pull out all the way? Well, this morning I decided to wrap this baby up in foil, and this is only the second Homeworx candle that I have had to do that with. In fact, the only other Homeworx candle I've ever had to do that with is with my Luxe-sized, the original Luxe-sized spun vanilla sugar. And that I can understand a little bit more because that's a much wider wax pool. This, I should not have to do that with, and I've, again, like I've said, never had to do that with this size of a Homeworx candle. So I did go ahead and I wrapped it in foil. It still didn't pull out all the way, so I went ahead and I extinguished it, poured out some of the wax into the other vessel, went ahead, relit it, wrapped it in foil again, and finally I was able to get it to pull out completely. So what I am going to do moving forward here is go ahead and extinguish this one, pour off the wax pool into that. I don't have a candle lamp or anything like that, and so I'm just trying to find the best way to go ahead and enjoy the fragrance. What I will say about this candle is that despite the pulling out issues, I actually would rate this candle of a strength in the throw of around a 5.5. I have been burning it in my bedroom, which is a closed concept, to go ahead and still try to enjoy the fragrance. And I will say that I still was able to smell it. I would say that lemon scents in general, I think the oils used in it tend to be a little bit more pungent. So I think that is kind of the saving grace with this candle. But yeah, very, very disappointing performance for me. And like I said, I don't think that this is the case with all of the limoncello cupcakes. In fact, I have actually had this candle before when I had it from QVC. I want to say that was when it was originally released. Was that last year or the year before? You guys, I'm losing track of time. It just seems to all go so quickly. But I have had this candle before and it has performed very well for me. So I do believe that my issues with the performance of this specific candle are tied to the pour date. Hopefully, if you are purchasing this candle from the Homeworx.shop website now, that it would be one that was poured from a later date. But I just wanted to give you some warning that if you have this candle and it has that pour date, if you haven't burned it yet, maybe be a little bit prepared. You might want to have your foil on hand, or in the comment box down below, let us know if you have a candle with that pour date and if it's performing well for you, because I think that's important to know too. I always encourage you to give feedback in that comment box down below, because I am only one voice in the candle community. All right, so that is going to be it for this candle today. I wish I could say that this was a great performer for me, but it was not. It is not a candle, or I would say this. I love the fragrance, would highly, highly recommend the fragrance. I do believe that this candle is also available in the new Luxe sizes, which are considerably smaller than the original Luxe sizes. But if you are somebody who loves this fragrance, you might want to check it out. in that format. But I'm just gonna say a little bit of buyer beware. Maybe if you want this fragrance, maybe wait a couple of months until it would be more likely that you would get a newer pour date on this one. But yeah, that has been my experience with it so far. If you are discovering my channel for the first time, hi, I'm Katie. I like to talk about candles and a little bit of beauty. So if that is content that you are interested in, please make sure you stick around and hit that subscribe button. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. And I want to say thank you so much for spending your time here with me today. I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.